Hey guys, how are you? Let me see. I had to come down to my mom's so I could use the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna have to. Well, how you guys doing? Yay, it's been a long time. Rayside, Emma and Gray, how are you guys? Gosh, I come down here on my side by side. It's so pretty, man. It was a beautiful day today. Um, in the neighborhood, it was very beautiful. And tonight it's a little chilly, but it's very. I just love listening to the crickets and the whippoorwills. Oh, how are you? Twin thing, you make my eyes a blank slate. How are you, Rebel Rose? Good seeing you guys. I've been missing y'all. I've been a little, taking a little break. Michelle the Bell, it's my panel sis girl. I hate peas. Hey girl. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I gotta look, hats off to the dang clip channels lately. Freaking you guys have been rocking it. Thank God for the clip channels. uh, really and truthfully, thank goodness for them. So we ain't gotta watch all these idiots on their damn long ass streams. You know what I mean? Especially, I'm like freaking next level embarrassed for that heifer. Mercedes girl, hey Carla, running bear, cupcakes, Miss Ann, hey lady, hey lady. The high went down over there. Yeah, I was watching some of it earlier whenever I was up there changing the sheets and stuff on the bed. And then I was listening to Jen, and I went over to listen to AB's. Oh, Tiffers. Hey, Miss Barb, how are you, babe? Pine Mountain. It's very funny how, like, okay, so I sat back and watched Tiffany Marie whenever, uh, oh, shoot, who was, I just drew a blank. Scott H, Q Carlock, and John Q, when they did that marathon or fundraiser, whatever it was called, marathon actually, for Summer Wells. And okay, so Sloppy Molly, we were still friends. I was friends with Tiffany too, kind of, sort of acquaintances. Um, I mean, she would let me just clear it up. She would be on the phone with Molly whenever Molly would call me sometimes, and we'd have three-way, scissor and not really spark plug. Hey, babe. So anyway, that's um, my and maybe talk to her one or two times. Other than that, she was looking for Sloppy and couldn't get her to answer the phone. But anyway, I was sitting back and look. I At the time I wasn't subbed to John Q or Q Carlock or Scott H. Maybe I was Scott H, but I know I wasn't the other two. But anyway, and I wasn't invested in the Summer Wells thing. It was too much crap, if you want to know the truth. I felt like the whole thing from the get go. Hey, Nada 04. I felt like the whole, like, it was just a train wreck from the start. You know what I mean? Hey, Miss Carol. But I was like, so I kind of like, I watched, but at a distance. So, but I sit back and Sloppy was down there, putting her dirty laundry out in Florida. And Shih Tzu Mama forever. Hey, babe. And I was like, watching Tiffany, and I watched how she tried to, well, and she really, I guess, did in a way, make a spectacle and debacle out of the fundraiser that, Scott HQ Crolick, and I felt like at the time, and mind you, I'm invested, I mean, I'm civil and, we call ourselves friends, I guess, acquaintances. So, I'm looking at it, with Tiffers being an acquaintance of mine and me not having any invested interest in these other three. But I like watch things with an open mind. I, you know, look at it for what it is. Kathy like the house, JR, hey. And so I looked at it with an open mind, you know what I mean? Because there's a good way and there's a bad way, you know what I mean? And so I watched Tiffany try to, make a spectacle out of them and the whole, and she succeeded to a degree, you know what I mean? I think it was just ridiculous. I mean, I think it was 48 hours or 72 hours. I don't know. They were up for quite a while, doing that. And very successful in it. I mean, I can't remember, 30, 40, it was quite a bit of money. Spark plug, you know. But anywho, I watched it and I was so disgusted. And I felt like I mean, my honest to God gut feeling was that Tiffany was jealous that she wasn't invited to be a part of that. But, at the time, hey, Miss Pat, at the time, I felt like Scott, especially Scott H., he was I saw that he could like come out, and I don't know if there's something I've been missing, but I saw he's like presented himself on camera today. But anyway, um he had already got her number in the, this was before he even knew about John Crimes, I think, the whole stuff with that. But anyway, I called Sloppy and in Florida, and I said, hey, I said, I just want to, gosh, I'm not trying to talk crap, but I feel like this needs to be said. I don't know if I'm sure you're not aware of what's going on with up here with the whole, Summer Wells crap and the fundraiser. And she's like, no, why? Because I'm too busy going to discovering Dollar Generals and putting dirty laundry out. Uh, so I told her, I said, Tiffany's wrong. I said, Marissa, hey, Beth. I said, I've been sitting back and watching this. And I said, Tiffany is wrong. She's wrong. I don't think those three are doing, I mean, she got AB to drag Q Carlisle. They went real life on that lady, and they went back in her past and tried to make her be one of these pyramid people. I mean, they really, hey, Miss Ruby Redress, I appreciate you reaching out and your message and stuff. That meant a lot. I've been missing you guys. I've been trying to come live, but I've been so busy. But anyway, I said, I know your loyalty is probably more strong with her right now, and I don't care if you want to go back and tell her that I'm saying this, because I have no problem. Because I look, when it hit me in the face and I saw it, and I didn't have to go to Tiffany and ask her for her side, because it was evident in front of me, and I saw it play out. So I blocked her. I was done. That was it. If you're gonna try to, first of all, you should be building them up and supporting them. They were holding themselves accountable. They were being very transparent with the whole thing. I mean, Q Carlisle, she went above and beyond, and I'm sorry, like her or not, she did. She did a great job trying to make sure that everybody felt like their money, and that was a big task. All these different opinions, and make sure people felt like their money was getting to where it was supposed to go. And pig lips and back lips. Good to see you too. Good to see all you guys. But so Tiffany, I was done, and I told Marissa, I said, I don't care if you go back and tell her or not. I have no problem. If I run into her in chat, because we won't be talking, because I'm going to block her. I said, but if I run into her in chat, I have no problem, telling her and how I feel about it, because she's wrong. I said, Marissa, right's right and wrong's wrong. Well, Sloppy at the time was too busy trying to score Xanax off of white boy lockdown or whatever his name is, and his wife. Really and truthfully, that's the God's honest truth, a blank slate. So she is, she's too busy trying to, do her dirty laundry and shit and score Xanax. So she wasn't worried about what I said. I don't even know if she said anything to Tiffany at the time. But I sit back and I didn't say anything else to her. I told Two Tacos and our other people that was in our group chats and stuff what I had said and what I'd done. And I said, I'm done. You guys, I'm done. I'm just not going to support somebody that, hey, Alicia, GG positive. I said, I'm not going to support somebody that can go at three people that I feel like we're doing something really good with genuine, good intentions. And, first of all, anybody that wants to do a freaking fundraiser, you guys, is freaking crazy. You know what I mean? If you're going to, that's okay, girl. If you're going to do a fundraiser, you got some big kahunas on here, because you're going to be side-eyed like a mother. You're going to be ridiculed. People are going to be looking into it, because let's get real. Most time is freaking on here. It seems to be fraud instead of fundraisers. You know what I mean? So I took my hats off to them, and I felt like, they were being on up and up. So anyway, Sloppy comes home. She goes back, tries to score some more, Anywho, she goes back, and that is when the second time, I think, is when she did the laundry basket. I may be wrong. I'm not sure. But anyway, I remember she called me the second time, and she said, hey, I'm going to put a card or a big poster board out by the laundries, and I'm going to sign the creators' names to it, and so anyway, she put my name on there, Barnyard, and because that's my name at the time. I remember her putting Gray Hughes, and I think Gray got pissed because he's like, take my name. I didn't tell you to put my name. He didn't want to be affiliated with it, And anyway, of course, Tiffany never, nothing. I just avoided her. I didn't go into her chats. I didn't leave a chat if I was there, but we didn't travel in the same circles anyway, very much, other than Sloppy. And those two were so like obsessed with each other at the time with their damn laundry ideas and all that crap. And, trying to see how much money they could get out of Summer Wells. Let's just be real, you guys. they both want to call each other a cash cow over the summer. They both used that child to gain money. They both did, along with several other people, a lot of other people. But them two. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna freaking fool my ass or nobody else. But anyway, uh, so it felt like it rocked on for a month or so before um I think Tiffany maybe got wind. And I mean, girl, I'm sure you guys, she didn't give a rat's patootie about how I felt because I was, nothing to her. But anyway, it was a principal thing for me. You know what I mean? And I started subscribing to Q Carlock and, hey, Six Up Media, babe, how are you? Good to see you too, sugar. And so so it rocks on. And so whenever, Sloppy decides that the whole thing, I don't know, I think the check part had come out about Tiffany saying that she had done the check and didn't do the check. Anyway, Sloppy fires up a live and she's like, going talking to her like had no freaking idea about none of this shit. She had no idea about the fundraiser. Oh. So at the time, you guys, this is another important part. Do you guys remember when oh my God, Dr. Latina, she had been in Sloppy and Tiffany's chat a lot, like really diving into this. And so they turned on her during this time of the fundraiser and started talking mad shit on her. And look, I have a lot of respect for Dr. Latina. I I respect her profession. I respect her as a person and her opinions. And so I was like, I couldn't believe it. And so I reached once again out to Sloppy and I said, look, I said, at first it was Tiffany. I said, look, I said, are you okay with this? And she's like, what? I said, look, they are doing Q Carlock and her and AB, they are doing her like crap. I mean, they are wrong. They are wrong. And I'm not going to stand back and I'm going to do whatever I can to support these guys. And anywho, so she, don't pay attention, don't freaking hear, apparently. So several weeks, maybe a month goes by, and that's when she strikes her live up and she's like wanting to, drag Tiffany Marie for, how dare her be a piece of shit, not on the up and up, yada, yada, bitch. So anyway, that's when I tried to go into her chat because this is when she told everybody I come back. No, I went into her chat to set the freaking record straight. Bitch, you ain't gonna get up there and act like your ass didn't know this was going on when I called you a month ago when you were down there dirty laundry in it to tell you, look, you might want to look at this because I don't want to be aligned with somebody that's going to do somebody like that. Well, that right there, I should have, been all I needed to see because look, if she was willing to, with me telling her that, if she wasn't willing to put her Xanax seeking stuff on pause long enough to see if what I was saying was true, had some truth to it or some validity to it. If she wasn't willing to put that aside, somebody that she, supposedly was good friends with, loved me like nobody else, and look into it, that should have told me right then that's who she don't care. She didn't care then, and didn't care when she struck that damn live up, you guys, trying to make it look like Tiffany Marie was this awful person when she was just as damn awful as Tiffany Marie. Anyway, so she so I could try to go into her chat. Sorry, you guys, I was eating some peanuts earlier. I still got them in my mouth, but she so I try to go into her chat to say, hey, no, girl, you ain't gonna play that game. I couldn't. I was blocked. So the only way I could go in was to super chat her ass. And look, it was hard for me to super chat her. So when I did, Mallory was even in chat, and I even told Mallory, hey, will you get, right and tell Sloppy I'm trying to unblock. Well, she did. Sloppy's like, no, she's not. No, she's not. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I had to super chat her twice for her to so the second time I super chatted her, she's like, so whenever she lets, I said, drop the link the second time. She drops the link. And when I go up on panel, the first thing she says when I go up on panel is, oh my God, you're back. Walter or Adrian, guess who's back? Without me even saying anything. Okay. That was how she was trying to spin her freaking narrative, wanting everybody in freaking chat that was watching to think that I was freaking crawling back on my freaking knees to go back and freaking align myself with that bitch. Now, pump the brakes, bitch, because that wasn't what was going on, and I cleared it up right then and there. No, that's not what's going on. I just want to refresh your memory, Sloppy, about a conversation you and I had when you were down there in Florida, and I called you and told you, don't act like bitch, you didn't know this was going on. So, of course, she played dumb again, as always, played stupid like she didn't know. And we get off, and then I get a message from her in Facebook on Messenger. Welcome back. Well, I didn't respond. Mallory reaches out to me and she's like, hey, uh, this might be an opportunity. Yada, yada, yada. I'm just going to keep it like that. And I said, look, you do whatever you boo. I get it. This is a business to you. It's not for me, but you do you. But I'm not willing to sell my soul to the devil to freaking get shit off. You know what I mean? I'm just not doing it. But you do you. No hard feelings. Whatever. And that's exactly how it all happened. So, and then the check thing really started, like people started catching on about it. And look, I think it was, you know what I mean? I knew immediately when I saw it that she hadn't cashed the damn thing. Let me look and see if I'm missing anybody. So anyway, Sloppy, hey Willow, how are you, babe? Sloppy wants to go, hey YouTube, a hole. um, so anyway, they fell out, and boy, was it a damn fallout, you guys. Wasn't that a freaking show they put on? Oh, Sloppy, they put on a damn hell of a show, huh? So uh, that's that little tidbit. So anyway, so the bombshell. So then I hear Tiffany Marie comes out with the whole bombshell stuff about Voluma and all that. Well, I'm listening to it, you guys. The night that she was live, I was listening to it. And I have the email where, okay, so Mom and I had been messaging, emailing very lightly prior to this. Well, she reaches out to me, and I'm up here. And this is the time when my nephew uh, threw a gas can, or was trying to pour gas on okay, they had a big brush pile they had cleared where they were fixing to put a mobile home. And he went out there on a Saturday morning and decided he was going to set it on fire. Apparently, they had been burning it as they, build up the fire. And it was a huge pile, you guys, a brush pile, huge pine trees and stuff like that. And they had an old metal 5-gallon gas can. And he's, 15, 16 at the time, young, shouldn't have been out there by himself. And he had Emma Bim, my little niece, and she was like 8 at the time. And they both were out there. And thank God she was standing back. But he has a pair of, I don't know what kind of basketball shorts, those long basketball shorts on, uh, and like a muscle shirt. And he picks the gas can that had been sitting out there. He picks it up, and when he goes, and he's standing up on the pile, like, on the edge, standing up on a couple of limbs, I guess. And he goes to pour it on there. And when he did, it freaking blew up. The freaking can went up in it blew up. I mean, it was like, boom, knocked him up in the air, down. And his little sister is standing there freaking out. The mom and dad, they're in the, in the old house before they had the mobile, and they could not hear. Anyway, the boy had some serious burns. It was rushed to the fire. I mean, it was traumatizing. I was here. My my brother called me. He's like, you need to get in Brittany's. Anyway, it was pants on fire. You know what I mean? It was a stressful situation. Well, while this is going on, I'm being blown up my emails from Bombshell telling me, and look, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until I heard Tiffany Marie's live, that night, saying about Voluma and saying that she had been going to other people, and that if you, please reach out to her, yada yada. Well, hell would have froze over before I would have reached out to Tiffany Marie to freaking settle any damn thing. You hear me? But anyway, Bombshell had been reaching out to me, and she was telling me about was having rent issues. I don't remember. I have to go back and look. I mean, this was a couple years ago. I have to go back and look at emails, but I have no reason to lie, you guys. I don't make up crap. I am, as a matter of fact, 2 people can vouch for me because I showed them the email later on. But anyway, telling me about what was going on, and she needed $600 and something and wanted to know if I could send it to her. And I didn't get back to her because, I had more important things on my plate at the time. So it was like the next day or 2 before I was able to like respond to her. And I said, look, I even sent her pictures of my nephew. I mean, they had to do skin grafts. It was like his face. It was like big, pretty bad. So I sent her, pictures, and I said, look, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to avoid you. It's just, this is what was going on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope is he going to be okay? Is he, but yeah, whenever you get a chance, get back to me. You know what I mean? Kind of still putting it out there. So, I didn't get back to her. You know what I mean? So when I finally went back to the email, when I had, had gotten home and everything, she had followed up with an email and said, hey, appreciate your, I didn't offer, but appreciate you listening or whatever, but don't worry about it. I got it from somewhere else. So I never got back in touch with her. So whenever I heard Tiffany Marie talk about Bloom and all this crap, all these other people, I thought, wow. So that was around the same time that she's hitting me up for $600 something. And look, it is what it is. I have nothing against Bombshell other than this. You know what I mean? I felt like And I didn't feel like it. But, well, first, let me just tell you, whenever I've got the email, you guys, I thought to myself, "Damn, really? You're going to ask me?" I mean, she didn't know me. I've been in her chats maybe 5 or 6, 10 times at the most, and had chatted, in chat, but didn't know me to where like I would feel comfortable asking anybody. First of all, I wouldn't ask anybody on this platform to loan me any money, much less $600. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought whenever I read the email. But you know what I mean? I was like, well, you got some freaking balls. But anyway, so whenever I heard that, like I said, it was like, wow, she was really like working the freaking internet. I mean, working the community. I really believe. So I mentioned, and I had already showed it to a couple people, whom I'll name, nameless, remain nameless right now. But anyway, um, so there's that. I don't remember. Guys, today is 420. If it's still midnight, so I did celebrate the day quite early this morning with my sister when I got here. I didn't tell my mom that I was coming. I had a hair appointment today, girl. I had to come up here and get my hair got it pussy pink. Got it cut short. It feels so much better. But anyway, I didn't tell my mom and them that I was coming. So I snuck on up here this morning. When I walked in, I scared my mom. Anyway, my sister and I celebrated the holiday that it is today early, and I normally don't do that early because I am not a functioning celebrator. You know what I mean? But anyway, I did this morning, and uh, pretty good, I think. But how are you guys? Did you guys? I know y'all all may not partake, but have you guys had a good day? What's been going on? Oh, okay. Let me just say this too. I don't know if you guys have ever followed Teen Mom, but I've watched it from the get-go. Now I haven't watched like the last Teen Mom 2 or whatever. But the OGs, the first 2 or 3 years, excuse me, you guys, I was in it. I was in it to win it. So Macy with Ryan Edwards, I don't know if you guys follow it, but he has been on freaking drugs. You know what I mean? But he freaking tore up his mother. He was living in his mother and dad's house with his wife and their 2 children, and she had one from a previous marriage. And you guys, what he freaking did to that house that his mother and daddy owned, beautiful home, destroyed it, broke the kids' toys. It is, whenever I get off of this, we get through, I'm going to put the link if anybody wants to watch it, the links to the videos that I watched earlier. Couldn't believe it. So I saw before I come live that his butt got, so he got arrested the next day at jail, at work. And he got, let me see, a year, I think I saw, which, he has, his mom and dad have apparently paid the piper because he has gotten out of a lot over the years. With even Macy, you know what I mean? Not being accountable, not being a good dad to his son Bentley, with he had with Macy. But let me see here what he got back. I think a year in jail or prison. I don't know, Ryan. But I got my information from, I can't remember where I got it from, but I saw that. I know I never liked him either. He was like so mean to Macy from this. Just a rude and crude, socially unacceptable dude. You know what I mean? So he, I refused to watch LB or LB or whatever. She covered it, but I refused to watch it. I found my sources somewhere else to get my info on it. So that'll be the ones I'll be putting the link in. Yeah, you guys, it's crazy, the home. So it says, let's see, I don't want to get. And I've also been following, and I haven't messaged about the dude, you guys, the little Gannon stalk. What a piece of crap. I hope she gets her butt whooped every freaking day. Every damn day, that damn Letitia. What a freaking psychopath. I hope she gets her butt tore up every day. I hope she gets somebody's bitch every day, a couple times a day. It'd be too good for her. Willow, his parents were like, they interfered too much. You need to know your place. You get in your lane and stay in it. Arrested him in divorce. Okay. He was sentenced to 1 year in prison after DUI and drug bust. And I'm talking like heroin. He does like some serious. Hey, oh, hell, that's LB. I'm not going to listen to her. The Grace Report is one good. Who I think that's who I listened to earlier. But yeah, he got a year, which I think is light, especially if you guys have anybody seen the video? I hate peas. Yes, I know I'm all over the place. You guys, I've been wanting to do this story that's happening in my hometown right here, and I've really struggled with it. But it's like has been really, really tearing at my heartstrings. And I'm not true crime or nothing, but considering what has happened here in the town I was raised in, it has been so sad. And like, you know, my hesitation, I have, it's very complicated. The case, this young black man was working with an out of town crew at a place called Georgia Pacific, it's paper mill, chemical mill they have here in the town. And they were subcontractors. And they were staying in town, at a hotel and working. Anyway, he worked with a crew of 4 men, 3 or 4 men. I think it's 3 or 4. I need to have my facts straight before I do it. I know, but 3 or 4 men. And I think they all were white. He was the only person of color. You know what I mean? And anyway, had a young daughter. He was 22, I think. But he goes into the local police department here, which I have family that worked there, and this chief from police. Anyway, and was in fear of his life. He had no vehicle, so he rode with the crew. Anyway, went in the police department, and they were staying at a hotel that was in another town, out of the town that I was raised in's jurisdiction, like 20, 30 miles out of town, So he goes in there and he tells them that he's, feared for his life and wants to know if they will take him. If he could catch a ride to the hotel, he would ride with them. Well, they told him it was out of their jurisdiction, and to go to, okay, so this is a town cop I'm talking about. So, with the county I live in, it's a 3-town county. So there's 3 towns that make up the county, and the town adjoining that is, I guess, the capital of that town. I don't know what it's called, but it's like where the sheriff is at. So there's a sheriff for the whole county, and each town has their little, you know what I'm talking about, has their little local sheriff, town police office. So anyway, they tell him to get with the sheriff's department. That they could, maybe take him, but they couldn't do it. And his mother is on the phone. And they're from Louisiana. He's originally from Louisiana. This young man is. But the mother is on the phone because she told him, you need to go to the police department and ask them, tell them that you're in fear for your life. And so he told them, look, if something happened, he told his mother before, if something happens to me, you need to look at these people, you guys. The next day, he goes back into the police department here, the local, and ask. Well, he had asked to charge his phone because he had somebody somewhere in Mississippi, like 4 hours away, coming to get him and take him to Louisiana, back to his home. And they were, he was not, trying to stay in touch with them so they could find him when they got to town to get him. Within that time, that young man come up missing. And a month later, makes me sick to my stomach. A month later, 21 miles out of town, his spine and his head, skull, was discovered in a ditch. Disgusting, you guys. 22, I mean, handsome man. And the local police department and the sheriff's department said, no foul play. Wild hogs must have got him. You guys. So they had the first protest, and it was just on one little street here. I'm not looking at you guys, but I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't see without squinting, like doing like Molly. Anyway, so I wasn't in town for the first, but I heard about it. I had a friend of mine reach out to me. You're not gonna believe what's going on. They're having a protest on certain street. Well, when I was here, and I can't remember, I have to get my date straight. I think it was around Thanksgiving or Christmas. They had another one, and let me tell you, the second one that they had, the NAACP, the Black Panthers, all the organizations, all the things shows up. Every armed force, like National Guard, every available person in the state of Mississippi was in this town, and they were on top of buildings with ARs, AK-4. I mean, they were directing traffic out. I mean, you couldn't even go through the town if you had. I mean, it was some serious stuff. We were here before it happened, and so, and I mean, when you're from a small town like this, you are bound to have people, relatives, and kin people in some, arena, like the law enforcement. Well, it just so happens the, what do you call him? The district attorney for the state, or whatever he's called, attorney, his family too. And he goes on Facebook the next day and talks about how he could not believe that he witnessed what he witnessed. Okay, so first of all, it was peaceful protest. You're right, doing what slapping on them said. So there's videos, peaceful protest, but they show up because this is you can if you're I guess if you have concealed to carry, you can carry, right? So they show up with their ARs and AKs and strapped on them, the Black Panthers, and they're uh, doing what I would be doing also. There's that's bull crap. Bull crap. That young man was. So anyway, a game camera has come up now, and I'm going to show it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And the young man is shirtless. You can see that he's holding a big stick. Oh, it just makes me sick to my stomach. He is holding looks to be, and this is from a game camera, looks to be a damn stick or log in his hand like this. I feel like in my heart, and this is just in my opinion, that it was a hate crime. But anyway, the family has hired an attorney, a damn good attorney. And this attorney is also, a civil rights activist also. And he is covered a lot of cases. And what he does is when it's, a case like this, where it's a person of color, and he feels like that there's a small town like this and they're not getting a fair shake at things, he picks up the body and takes it to a person that has nothing invested, and he doesn't just drop the body off. He goes in and he is there for the whole autopsy. So they have discovered with the two few little things that they have had from the young man that, oh God, you guys, there's some stories that have been, the acid was used. They could tell from his skull that acid was used. Okay, so this happened in August, you guys, and this, it's pretty dang hot here in August. Like I don't know how long. I think he was put there in the ditch. I don't think that's where he met his demise. I think he met his demise in these woods on that damn game camera. So they've only released one picture, and there's a game camera. I think they take more than one. You know what I mean? So let me look at chat real quick. Hey, dear Krabby, pretty sweet pea. Hey, doll. Yes, girl, me too. Like it makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, it has made me. You guys, I have gotten pissed. Like, because I'm going to tell you something. I don't give two shits what color that boy was. It doesn't matter. Nobody deserves. Oh, really, Michelle? Girl, that is like, hey, Helly Belly, hello. Yeah, I don't give two. Hey, Mr. Positive, how you doing, babe? I don't give two craps about the color of his skin. If I was his parent, I would be raising holy hell. I would have had 3 or 4 other protests. I would have had everybody and the mama here. So, I mean, for real, I wouldn't be sitting back and taking this because, first of all, you guys, listen. There is wild hogs around here. Absolutely, there's panthers, there's black panthers, there's wild. Absolutely, there is. I wish Keith was in here. That's one of his screen names, and I can't remember the other one. He's from this town. One of the guys that comes in chat. He is from one of the towns in this county. So I'd love to know his opinion on this. But anyway, there's you don't hear of wild hogs getting a person's body and dismembering their damn body, their arms and their legs and their torso. They don't decapitate. Sorry, there's a lot of hogs around here. Never have heard of them attacking a person. I mean, maybe a little aggressive. So it's bullcrap. Come on, it's bullcrap, and it makes me so mad. It infuriates me. But I'm telling you guys, I tell my mom and my sister, I said, this is like the Murdoch. This is like that, in my opinion. And I've got some close family members, you guys, in law enforcement here, like high up, close to me. But I don't care. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And for them to even insult that family's feelings by saying no foul play, it just infuriates me. It makes me ashamed to be white. It makes me ashamed of them. I mean, damn, this is 2023 and we're still doing this crap, man. I mean, oh, it just infuriates me. But I feel like I told my mom, I said, it runs deep, and it's crap like this that makes me hate being from a small town. You know, the good old boys. We're going to cover our, look out for one another. Good old boys. That's bull crap. That young man deserves justice, and it just, oh gosh, it makes me so mad. It really just pisses me off. How can you not put your, and all these people have kids of their own. It is really torn. I mean, I'm gonna show some videos and stuff whenever I do it, but it's torn this. I mean, so many people I think feel like I do, but they're scared to speak up. I'm not scared to speak up. I don't give two shits about what you think, because right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't preside here, or reside here full time anymore. I will again one day when my husband retires, but right now, but I don't care if I did or not. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and I'm going to stand on the side of right. You know what I mean? I'm going to stand on the side of right. Hey, Patty. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Happy 420 to you. Functions by radar. Come in on this one. No one deserves it. Absolutely not. Wild hogs. You're right. Do not. Nope. They don't spit acid, babe. You're right. They don't spit acid. And listen, I don't know how they know this, but there's some very disgusting fact. I guess they're facts. That's why this is the main reason why, you guys, I haven't like covered it live like this, because I've never done this before, and I don't know. Like, I mean, I've read a lot of articles. I've delved into this. I've went down the rabbit hole, but I don't trust the news. Like, I don't know what articles is legit. I mean, it's made national news. Last week, it made national news. If you want to know, you should definitely do that. I know you should. I am Michelle the Bell. I am, and I look, because look, if they didn't do anything and their hands are clean, then they shouldn't worry. They shouldn't worry about what my opinion is and what I've got to say. You know what I mean? And they've always known that I have a mouth, and the mouth of the South. They all have always known that I stand in my crap and I say, you don't wonder where I come from. You know what I mean? Because look, how can you not put yourself in that position and think about how you would feel if that had been your child? I don't care what color he is. That shouldn't have anything to do with it, because the God I honor, he created all of us equal. His blood is the same color as mine that runs through my veins. And there's some white people just as worse than, you know what I mean? It's broad spread. I am not racist, but it's sickening. It's sickening. How can you not put yourself in that position? I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? I don't care. So anyway, I'm going to, but this is my deal. I just want to make sure that I don't want to, I don't want to put false information out there. So I was going to tell you guys, some of the things that they're saying, I don't know how they would know. Okay, Patty, I don't know how they would know. Well, in the beginning, I was talking about Tiffany Tiffers and Sloppy Molly and Bombshell for a few minutes, but anyway, I don't know how they would know the things but I've seen it in at least 4 different articles, considering all they were able to find. Okay, let me just say that. The head, the skull, and the spine, you guys. The spine. No ribs. And the things that I've read in these articles, I don't know how they would know that, because those parts wouldn't. You know what I mean? I just don't know, but I believe it. I believe, this is what I think. A lot of people know about what happened. This wasn't a one person that carried it out. Absolutely not. Not one person carried this out. This man was tortured. 30 days it took, a month before when he was reported missing and his family got here and he wasn't nowhere to be found. Why would he go off 21 miles from the town that where he was at, waiting on family to get here, from 4 hours away to get him? Why would he run off and go 21 miles in the woods? It don't make sense. When he's begging somebody to charge, the police department turned him away the second day, wanting to charge his phone so he could stay in touch with the people that was coming to get him. It's blasphemy. It really is sickening. So why? I mean, it just don't make sense. 2 and 2 don't equal 4 on this. You know what I mean? So anyway, I need to get with somebody that's done tree crime, I guess, and because I've listened to it, I've just never done because I don't want to. God forbid, I want to spread misinformation and crap that's not true. I don't want to go down that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Positive. Thank you. That's the last thing I want to do. But I do want, and I want to do it justice, man. I want to like, I want to rally for this guy. I want to, you know what I mean? I really want to stand for him and stand strong and see it through. You know what I mean? And hope that they get justice. You know, hope that they can find. And it just makes, when I think about what that young man went through, how scared you guys. I can't wrap my mind around it. I cannot wrap my mind around it, and I cannot wrap my mind around anybody that can do something like that. I don't roll like that, you know. Can you guys hear the crickets? I don't know if you can or not. Hear the little crickets out here? Oh yeah, his mom, and he had a little girl. Has a daughter. I think she was 7. I think she was 7. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but oh, don't you know, girl, in the picture in this one game camera I'm going to show you guys, people have like, and I want to see if you guys, I saw it before I saw it. It looked like a figure before probably 3 weeks before somebody else put it in an article and said, look, zoom in, and you know, you're able to zoom in so much. That's it on this game camera. But there's like, okay, so they've got him going into a junior food mart. This is the last time he was seen. This particular day, he's waiting on people to get here. You can see on the security footage him going into a junior food mart and then leaving there, trying to get his phone charged, guys, leaving there and going into a Family Dollar. So the family, when they get in town, they know that he's supposed to be at either the junior food mart or the Family Dollar. They go and they ask to see the footage. If they ask if they will go and review their footage, because they know it's strange that he's not here, okay? Because he's like terrified talking. This has been going on from the day before, saying, I want help, you know, please get here and help me. He's scared to death. And they know that. So the convenience store wouldn't look at their footage while he was there. It wouldn't let them look at it. So the Family Dollar did and proved that he was in there. And anyway, it's just like, Michelle, oh babe, thank you. That would be, yeah, I'm gonna find out. I reached out to one of the people that wrote one of the articles that I've been looking at. I reached out to her on Messenger, and it was, gosh, a couple months ago, I guess. It was, but she just got back in touch with me. She said, you know, I wasn't friends with her on Messenger, so I guess it went to that little, like, you know, somebody's wanting to send you a message or whatever that you don't know. So she just saw it, and she's like, and I could tell by her response that yes, Rashid, yes, that's him, twin thing, that's him. Isn't he handsome? She was, she's like, I'm sorry, but so I wrote her whenever I read her article about what she had to say, and she come in for the protest, the second one. I don't know about the first one, but she was in. But I wrote her a long letter whenever I discovered her article, and told her, you know, how sorry I was, and that I'm, you know, it makes me so. I was raised here and born and raised here, and I just like, I cannot wrap my mind around it. And so when she reached out to me the other day, she's like, I'm so sorry, I don't remember who you're talking about. You'll have to, you know, refresh my memory. So that told me that she is a person that that goes and does this, that fights and because you know, protest for things like this, which just made me, like, you know, warm my heart to her even more. So anyway, we've been corresponding, and I refreshed your memory and all that stuff. And I had already signed a petition for I think her name was Danny or Danielle, I can't remember. Keith actually told me about it. But there is another situation in Jackson, Mississippi, the state capital here. Police department's doing something to another young man of color. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. There's been like 3 other people since the 60s, you guys, that in this area that I wasn't even aware of, that was shady in the freaking house. Yes, very handsome twin thing. It's pure evil, man. It's like, makes me sick to know that we share air with people that are capable of shit like that, man. It really does. It makes me sick to my stomach. They deserve to be drugged. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get while I'm in town, I don't know if I'll be able to get it. I'm going to try to get in touch with somebody that can, you know, give me a little bit more, because we didn't go into town for the protest. I wanted to. Everybody, my mom, you're crazy. They got AK-40s. They're on top of buildings. National Guard. God, this is big. You can't go. Are you crazy? I said, well, first of all, it's history, if you ask me. To that, I dig stuff like that. Like, right on, right on. I mean, you know what I mean? Why wouldn't they protest? I mean, shit. So the second time they come, they were on all the streets doing all the things. They wasn't on one street, and they had written. Mm, I'm not even gonna say that yet because, and I know this to be a fact, but I'm gonna wait and cover that. But yeah, they had like took chalk paint and chalk spray chalk or whatever, and written in parking lots, justice for Rashim, um, you know, and they weren't out of town good, where it was being washed off, posted on Facebook, being washed off with a water hose by LE with a caption on Facebook, taking out some trash, something along those lines that was very disgusting and very, very unprofessional, and was taken down quickly, but not quick enough before the protesters saw it. Absolutely, he does, Twin Thing. And there's no, you'll never convince me that it wasn't foul play. Never, ever. Nope, never. I think that young man was tortured, and it was a hate crime. I really, honest to God, believe it was a hate crime. It makes me sick. He does deserve justice. His family deserves. His little girl deserves justice. Twin Thing, did you happen to see how old his daughter was? I think she's 7. I may be wrong about that. So I was, you guys, I was listening to Queen Bee and them. I can't watch Laura. I'm sorry, I can't watch her. When she was like telling me all that stuff about how Marissa was, I was a stalker and I was stalking Marissa and all this bull crap. So freaking stupid and ignorant, bitch. I don't care what she thinks about me, Laura. But look at her. Look at her stalking. I haven't went over to Keek. I don't have an app, an account or whatever. I have watched the clips. I think it is sweet justice because I don't care what Sloppy Molly is portraying. That heifer is embarrassed, humiliated, and in shock still that she was taken off of YouTube. Mark my words. She is. She is not. This ain't going well. She just can't believe it happened because she said so many times, and it's just like. I mean, I don't know if she's trying to get her channel back. I don't care if she does. I just think that people need to be brought down a few notches and showed your pants are a little too big for you. And she most definitely had that coming. I'm not about cancel. That's not who I am. What it's about. I don't care. You all know how I feel about it. If you know, you know. But I don't have one bit of sympathy for her at all. But I did see one of the clips where she said that her sister has started a channel. So I heard her tell what channel it was. So I looked. So her sister has a Facebook. I mean, I'm sorry, she may have Facebook. I don't know. I've never went into like Facebook group stuff. I don't know do that. But she's got a YouTube channel, and she's also got. She's on Kick, whatever, yeah, Kick or whatever it's called. But I do have to say I've done some binge watching. She's had one for about 4 or 5 years, and she has been Dawn. I really think now she and I could be friends, but she has been all of her videos have been uplifting, inspirational, and that she had done prior, the 4 years. And now they're it seems like I only saw 2 that they're um, just looking for a place to fall, a soft place to fall, for grief right now. So, man, what a difference a difference it is watching her and watching Sloppy. What a difference it is. Just shows you so much. Shows you so much. So, oh yeah, hey Pink, H Unknown, why are you guys all H Unknown? Have you been around for very long? Because you might get yourself a blue dress, baby. You never know. Have you guys what was I gonna ask you? And I ain't even smoked. Have you guys what the heck? Oh, did y'all hear? I don't know if y'all the clip channel I went in whenever Sloppy Moonchild Pink, what up, babe? Whenever Sloppy went up on damn Jelly Bean. Look, her and Laura should be solicitors. Like, seriously, they're both about on the same educational level. If you know what I mean? They are like, if you had a 12 chip chocolate chip cookie, those bitches are about 11 chocolate chips short. You know what I mean? But I went in. She was saying Molly tells some truth about that poor. Kelly under the chandelier, whatever her name, once somebody else, ridiculed and treated like crap for supporting Sloppy. But she was like, Molly was going to tell the truth or something, tells the truth. And I went in, and Gina Diamond was up there, and I went in the chat, and I said, Sloppy Molly wouldn't know the truth if it hit her upside the head. And it didn't take but just a second. And that old love of Scorpio or whatever, said, I screenshot it. Bitch, I don't care, honey. Let me tell you something. You can print that sucker out on a damn poster board. You can freaking put it on toilet paper and wipe your ass with what I said. I don't care, honey. You don't bother me. Print it out, Pubby. Freaking sleep with it on your pillowcase. I don't give two shits. You know what I mean? But anyway, she was like, Barnyard, if y'all see Barnyard or Diamond Cutter in here, get her out. Anyway, so I go in under my husband's account. I thought, so of course I got blocked. And sweet tea and sunflowers. Oh, right on, right on. I haven't been. I've Mallory and I text. I know she went live yesterday or I don't know. Anyway, I missed that, but I've been trying to catch some of hers. But I've just been busy. My mom. Tomorrow I'm going to go live with my mom. We're going to try this again. We're going to go to the nursing home again. Yeah, put it on a t-shirt, Miss Ann. You ain't lying. Hey, Rachel Wolf, put it on a damn t-shirt and wear it, baby, every day. You ain't got to wash it. But anyway, no, they don't like hearing facts. No, they try to and I ain't going to speak nothing but facts. If I don't know it, I'm not going to say it. You know what I mean? And I know because it's a firsthand experience what I got to say. But yeah, I thought it was fun. So I go in under my husband's account and I changed his name. I had already changed his name and it was still the porn, the OG porn lady. So I can't remember what I wrote this time, but it didn't take me. I couldn't even blink and I was like blocked. So I have 3 accounts, my husband and another alter account and then mine. And I named it porn lady, not the OG porn lady. And I went in there. So I'm sure all 3 of my husband's account and my Barnyard and then my Diamond Cutter, I'm sure they both are all blocked. You know what I mean? Which that's okay. That's okay. I don't troll and do stuff like that normally, but I just couldn't resist. I had to go in there. When they said Molly was going to talk truth, get out of here. Get out of here, So, but anyway, let's talk about the Gannon stock. You guys, that poor child was like that Rasheen Carter, scared to. Don't you know he was scared to death? What a freaking man! That girl gives the stepmother's of the term stepmother. I mean, redheaded stepchild. That a whole new meaning, right? Wow! And the lies, man. I'm on the fence about her daughter knowing anything. I'm on the fence. Her daughter almost had me convinced that she didn't know, but I don't know, you guys. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think the daughter knew? I mean, and look, even if she did, I'm not going to fault her in because she's probably scared to death of her mother. I know, Pink. It's just awful. It's awful. It's so sad, you guys. We are living in some scary, scary times. I'm telling you what. My girlfriend today that cut my hair, we were talking about, the rapture, and she's like, girl, I'm going the first time. She said, she sent me a couple links to this. I guess he's like an evangeline preacher. I don't know his name. His last name is Olstein, but it's not Joel. It's, I can't remember. Anyway, I'll talk about it more, but she's like, you got to watch him. That's all I watch whenever I'm at home. And she said, we were both raised in church, and she said, I thought I knew so much, but when you get older and you don't go to church and stuff, she said, she said, girl, I want to go. I want to go. I don't want to be here I said, you don't want to be around for the 7 years of trial and tribulation? She said, no. And anyway, we were talking about her car was in the shop. I was telling my mom today. So she, the lady that she was renting the place from, had her shop in, she sold it out from under her. So she had to find somewhere else to go. So she turned her home into her shop. Anyway, she said, girl, she said, she said, I had to put my car in the shop. And she said, they're trying to say my transmission is going out. And she said, girl, they're trying to tell me that they don't know if it's covered under warranty, which it should be, but they're trying to weasel out of it. And she said, I don't know if they don't cover it, it's like $18,000 for the transmission. She said, I owe like 30. I'm upside. She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, they may have to keep it. And I said, girl, you going with the rapture anyway? I said, do you know how mad Jesus would be if you tried to take that Buick to heaven with you? She said, you're crazy. I said, he'd be like, girl, I got a bunch of people to get up here. He said, you need to leave that car. I said, you can't take that thing with you. Oh, she was 6. Okay. Still, I mean, you know what I mean? That's okay. Functions by radar. That's okay. You're so right. You're so right. I don't care who look up to or whatever your spiritual, whatever that is. To each their own. I don't, no judgment here. You know what I mean? To each their own. I pray, my heart, I pray for you, but to each your own, sugar. I don't cast any judgment on you. But people need to be right with whatever you put your faith in. You know what I mean? You better be right and be good with solid with where you're at. You know what I mean? No matter what, because this is a scary, scary world. It really, really is. It's terrifying. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Oh, you can. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the nice troll. Well, baby, you ain't the first one to see him, honey. You should ask about my bush. But she oh shoot, you made me lose my train of thought there, you little nice troll. But don't worry about that because I will remember. That's one thing about me. I will remember what I was going to say. Decomposition body, you can't. Right. And so the daughter was saying that her mother was making her run the air conditioner. Looking back, I guess in hindsight, she's like knows now. But oh, thank you, babe. Thank you. Oh, you did hear about my baby. Is look, Bush lives on, baby. The Bush lives on. Depending on what community you're from, a lot of people, think that I like talking about it. The mean girls over there, the OG DC girls, mean girls is what I like to call them. The AC in the van story was bullcrap. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, Roman cat. Oh, really? Functions by radar, right? Okay. Well, I am so grateful that because I was born right here and raised, wasn't exposed to a whole lot of other things. There was a Catholic church, and I knew one girl that I went to school with that went there, and there was very few people that went there, and so I wasn't exposed to anything except the sweet crazy, hey girl, to anything but like Southern Baptist and Methodist. You know what I mean? But I moved away whenever I was 19, 20. I couldn't wait to get away from here. Raised on a farm, couldn't wait to go. And oh, thank you, doll. Bush lives on, baby. But I was exposed to so many different, different religions, and I kind of like dug it. I liked being exposed to different cultures and just like you know looking at it. I mean, let me take that back. It wasn't just Methodist and Baptist. It was also here I was exposed to. We had Jehovah Witnesses. They would come by all the time, and my mom and dad would. My mom would get so mad at my daddy because my daddy just didn't. When he retired and he was home all the time, he was like, "Sure, y'all come on in." I mean, he would invite them in, and my mom was like, "I'm gonna kill you. We got to." So uh, anyway, so I was exposed to that. So whenever I moved up north and I was in the Wyoming, Utah area, my uncle that lived in Arkansas, I told him, I said, where I was going to be relocating. And he said, for my job, and he's like, "Oh, you're going to Mormon country." And I said, "Mormon country?" He said, "Yeah." So I had no idea, but it didn't take me very long to figure out what he was talking about. So the gentleman that I worked for was I just really, that was a very, very interesting religion. But back to the Catholic real quick. My ex-husband, one of my ex-husbands, I've got about 12, not really, but one of my ex-husbands, he was a 7-day Adventist. He was raised 7-day Adventist. And so they are like Sabbath on a Saturday, don't eat pork, split hooves or whatever. I can't remember all the details. But anyway, he used to tell me I couldn't eat bacon and tell me my hoo-hoo would taste like it weird. Anyway, and coffee. My mom said, he is weird. Anyway, he was a strange one. Anyway, his ex-wife was Catholic. And boy, he educated me on whether it was very negative, the parts he pointed out to me. So anyway, she naturally wanted to raise their 2 children, with what the religion she was or is. And they fought my whole eternity knowing both of them. Prior to that, after that, I think they, until the kids were grown, they were still, fighting over that. So, and I got his point of view on things, and I understood that's how she was raised. You know what I mean? So, anyway, it's not one that I'm fond of, but it's like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. But when I got turned on, it didn't take me long. The Mormons remind me a lot of, not a lot, but of the Jehovah Witness. The young people having to, go around and um, try to get people to, to come over to their side, educate them. You know what I mean? And I never was rude to any of them because they were just doing their deal. You know what I mean? But I didn't invite them in, and I tell them I have a religion, and but anyway, my boss was what he called a Jack Mormon. So I learned that there was Temple Mormons and then Mormons, Jack Mormons. And the intriguing part to me was how there, if you were in the Temple Mormon, you know, in that temple, and I don't remember what state it was, might have been Utah. We went to, oh boy, what a temple at Christmas time. That was beautiful, gold leaf on the angels or whatever. But if you were a Temple Mormon, you wore garments underneath your clothes. And yeah, and so you whatever. So he and his wife, the man that I worked for, they rode motorcycles, and he's the Jack Mormon. They were Temple Mormons, but he drank coffee and he drank Dr Pepper, so that's why he referred to himself as a Jack Mormon. They don't believe in drinking caffeine or whatever, but they owned Pepsi Cola, in the town that they like ran that, or Coke, one of them. But anyway, he he and his wife was riding their motorcycles up Parley's Canyon one day, and he said she was on her bike and he was on his, and he said she was in front of him, and he said the wind like caught her top and had it, and she didn't realize it. It was flapping, and her garments was shining. And he said, we're going up Harley's Canyon, and he's like, people were passing like honking at her, and she didn't realize it until he finally got up by her and pulled. But anyway, he was just telling me about how freaked out she was because I didn't get it until he explained to me. So I guess it's nobody. And he told me the story about why they believed in the garments, and I get it all. It was interesting here, but he said that when one got worn and they needed to discard it, not wear it anymore, you didn't just throw it in the garbage or whatever. They had like crosses, like the women garments had like different places embroidered, crosses embroidered like in the breast, different places. And I guess the underwear, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I was told by the Jack Mormon boss that I work for. And that I guess the men's garments had the same different, I don't know if it's crosses or what. Anyway, so whenever you got ready to get rid of, not wear one, it thinned or whatever, you couldn't just get rid of it. You had to there was a ritual to do with cutting out the crosses and stuff. Now that's what I was told. So anyway, that was a very interesting thing. Okay, Barbara, when the daughter claimed that she lost both her parents, GoFundMe description, it angered me. She wasn't. So the daughter said that, and her dad, I know, died of a drug overdose. I saw where Chasen put that on there. Really? Who did she tell that to, Pink? I didn't catch all of the daughters. Hey, Hippiporium, how are you, babe? Welcome. Hey, Commander in the Turkey. Oh, a girl? Okay. Yeah, it's okay, Mr. Positive, I will. Oh, let me find Mr. Positive up here. I'm headed there. Okay, doll. Okay, hey, I'll text you and catch up with you. Okay, doll. You have a good evening. I hope you have sweet dreams. Don't let those bed bugs bite. And I'll see you in the streets, Mr. Positive. He's a good guy, you guys. I don't know if y'all. He takes me to church. I go to church. He goes on his channel. If you guys want to subscribe to him, he's a good man. And a mod for a lot of people. But he takes me to church. He streams his services and stuff, and I go in there sometimes when I can. Okay, and you went to church with my grandma. She had reorganized church. Yeah. Well, my sister, they would have revivals, Pentecostal revivals. And my grandmother was wanting to, I guess, try that out. And now one of my ex-husbands, his family's Pentecostal, and I went to service with them, and there's some Pentecostals that wear pants, and then there's some that don't wear makeup and they wear long skirts and their hair's long, and you know what I mean. So there's two different kind around here. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but there's two different. I guess it's a Jack Pentecostal, or I don't know, but some of them wear makeup and they have no problem wearing pants. But the majority of the ones that I was, exposed to don't. But they talk in tongues, and it's very scary if you've never been to one. You can go on for hours and hours for a service. So, I mean, to each their own. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just letting you know it's very scary if you wasn't raised in that. Really? So, I just felt like, okay, so after I watched her on Stand Pink, the part that I saw, I ran across another clip where it was a TikTok that she had put out. And it's been in between the time of the arrest and all that. Yeah, like talk in tongues. Yeah, it's scary. Like I don't understand them. And they get up in the middle of the church and they get banjos and they will go around and circle it and they holler and people stand. It's crazy. They stand up and uh, they almost pass out and people come. Yeah, it's very like scary if you haven't wasn't raised around it. My mother-in-law, for Mother's Day or whatever, she, that was one of our gifts was we would go to her church. Yeah, it happened one time. I mean, I went to attended funerals and other functions and stuff, but I didn't care for the services. It just was not my deal. You know what I mean? But anyway, I saw a TikTok that the daughter did in between the time of her mother's arrest and yeah, very intense. And uh, the court. And I just felt like she was a little too giddy and like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not 100% on her not knowing. We will, Miss Ann. We will. Oh, I'm still in for it. Okay, I've been on here for about an hour, so I guess I'll get off and get get my makeup off and go lay down for bed. But I'm gonna go live with my mom tomorrow. Have you guys seen Safari Dreams around? I hadn't seen her. I need to. Of course, I hadn't been around myself, so. But thank you guys for coming in and listening to me jab my. It's been great hearing you guys, seeing you guys, and I appreciate you guys more than you know. And it was good seeing you guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. And anyway, I'll see you guys in the street. Diamond Cutter out. Bye bye. You guys have good dreams. Bye.